YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Eisen here's Tactical, back with another video. Hope everybody's doing good. Now this topic, I kind of knew that this was going to pop up eventually again, but it seems to be, hold on, I got to do something. Yeah, it seems to be right around, election, New Year's, all that kind of stuff, turn of the new year, and then all of a sudden, here we go, let's start bringing up ways to infringe on our Second Amendment rights, man. It's crazy, dude. It's real crazy, man. YouTube, I'm in a safe control environment. All these weapons are clear. There's nothing in the chamber. Clear firearm, nothing in the receiver. Yeah, man, so this is definitely that time of season where you're gonna start seeing a lot of stories popping up about firearms and criminal acts and stuff using firearms, and I mean that's fine because if they're using them, but remember some of these criminal acts, these are legally owned firearms. Before I get started, YouTube, I'm in a safe control environment, no children, no kids around. Like I said, weapons you see are unloaded. There's nothing in the chamber. You see that tube's empty. But yeah, so this one right here, man, I'm just gonna keep it real, man. I've been saying this for a while though. China, Mexico, they're not our friends. Say it again. Mexico, China are not friends of the United States. They do not care about the US people. They actually want to see our nation get destroyed, in my personal opinion. They want to see our nation get destroyed. They want to see our kids turn into drug addicts. That's why all the fentanyl, and anybody don't know the fentanyl thing, if you ain't been up on it, it's just completely tearing America apart. All big pharma, all the components you need to make fentanyl is coming out of China, okay? All these opioids and all this kind of stuff, Molly, that's all coming out of Mexico, okay? And so I don't know why our government I do know why, because they're in bed with these assholes. They in there making a bunch of money for all their constituents. You got all these deep state people and lobbyists and all that kind of stuff. And then you have the other big elephant in the room. A lot of these drugs and pharmaceutical companies are catering to people doing gender change and things of that nature. So there's a lot of people on board for these open borders. And, I don't know if y'all remember the NAFTA agreement, the North American Free Trade Agreement, that was built up by, I believe, Bill Clinton drew that one up. George Bush started it, I believe. The second Bush started it, and the second Clinton the first round, and he doubled down on it. And that NAFTA agreement, man, that was really pretty much the destruction of the industrial America. Us building our own products and making our own car parts and things of that nature. And then once we opened that border up to, the big three automakers started sending stuff down there, Toyota, everybody sending their cars down to be made, the parts and the components. And then just basically let China just pretty much, China controls like 40% of our imported goods. So yeah, man, it's unfortunate, man. But before I get too deep in it, let me show you this clip I got for you guys, man. Stand by real quick.
Well, gun switches are gaining popularity in recent years and raising concerns for law enforcement. They're small devices added to the back of a gun, making it essentially automatic. Our Madeline Bierster sat down with federal investigators to show us what these devices are and how prevalent they've become in recent years.
This right here is a representative of, this is a switch, an actual switch that would go on to a semi-automatic firearm. And it just pretty much pops in and they're ready to rock and roll. And but this is metal. Now this is blown up, but this is just a representative of what kind of a 3D printed switch would be. And this, obviously it's large only because we just blew it up because it's easier to handle and to show. But it's plastic, whatever material was made. But these are generally printed within, less than 5 minutes. You can have one printed up.
A small device, but extremely deadly. Glock switches, as they're known. They're being shipped in from China or 3D printed.
It's extremely dangerous. It's a public safety issue.
In the last several weeks, a Waycross man, James Timothy Johnson, was sentenced to 20 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. A grand jury found him guilty of knowingly possessing a machine gun by having this conversion device, known as a Glock switch.
Benjamin Gibbons is a special agent with the ATF in Atlanta.
Georgia, they've, for the past probably 5-6 years, they started to pick up in here recently in the past 3 years.
The data shows nationally there's been a 570% increase in law enforcement finding guns with machine gun conversion devices at crime scenes. A recent report by ATF shows between 2012 and 2016, they seized 814 of them. But that jumped to more than 5,400 between 2017 and 2021.
It's in a matter of less than 30 seconds, they give the person the option of having a machine gun right in their hands.
Special Agent Gibbons says law enforcement can easily tell based on the amount of shell casings if a switch was being used in a shooting, and it can lead to more people being hit.
My biggest fear also is that you're being utilized in public places, schools, that kind of stuff.
Under federal law, it's unlawful to possess a machine gun conversion device. Agents continue to try and keep them out of people's hands.
It enables the individual who's enacting a violent crime to have a lot of firepower downrange, but not only that, they can't control the firearm. So there's putting a lot of bullets downrange, and innocent people can and have been hurt and killed due to the nature of the switch on this firearm.
ATF agents have held training for state, local, and federal investigators on how to identify these devices at crime scenes as they try to prevent more of them from coming into our community. Reporting in Savannah, Madeline Bierce.
Okay, I'm back. So you seen it. Pretty disturbing, man. You know, and everybody know about these damn switches. They've been around for a minute, but no one really pays attention. People keep saying this, man. Where are all these guns and where are all these stuff? Where is these illegal things coming from? Well, you heard the lady say that it's coming from China. You heard the ATF agents say it's coming from China. So our government doesn't know that. So on these containers at these shipyards all across America, you think all those containers are full of TVs and iPhones and whatnot? No, man, they got a lot of other stuff up in there too. And it's just coming right in, and it's ending up right in the hands of criminals. How is that possible? Somebody explain it to me. How can you be this superpower, largest nuclear, buildup in any other country in the world, biggest army, biggest navy, biggest air force, but you can't keep China in check? You can't keep Mexico in check? All right, so that's social media. I'm just a dumb dude. I don't know nothing. So I'm just gonna surmise that y'all are in bed together, y'all working together. You know what I'm saying? The same way these small communities and these urban communities where crime has just been generational crime. No one's never stopped to think that these little dirty ass police departments, they're not behind it. The mayor, chief, sheriffs of these little towns where, you go to middle America and in the Midwest, Iowa and Nebraska, and there's just like meth everywhere, fentanyl everywhere. And none of these sheriffs can stop it, but they can stop all kind of other frivolous crimes on regular people, putting DUI checkpoints up and stuff like that on Super Bowl Sunday and stuff like that. But you can't pull over these containers. And if anybody's ever driven through a pass, like a border passing in the southern border, the one thing you would notice that the big 18-wheelers, they just pass them right through once they get through the weigh station. I mean, maybe they run the dogs by the weigh stations. I don't know how that works. And then by the time they get up to the regular pass, then they already been cleared. That could be how it works. If somebody worked Border Patrol, please tap in and explain that to me. So when you're crossing a border, a state line, what I'm saying is that the 18-wheeler, the truckers got to go on one lane through the weigh station, make sure they're in compliance with the weight with the Department of Transportation. I get that part. I need to know. I don't never drive an 18-wheeler through a state line, so I need to know, are they running dogs through their trucks and popping their hatches and randomly going through their stuff? Because the civilians, when they go through the border crossing, they running dogs out by your car and stuff. How much could be actually in a fucking car? How much could be in one of the back of these 18-wheelers with all these? It's mind-boggling to me. So it makes me wonder if a lot of these fentanyl and all the products that make fentanyl and the human trafficking, even when the borders was wide open, they were letting people come through the border. They said the kids were disappearing. And my buddy who lived right there at El Centro in San Diego, he said that was not one child with none of these people coming through the border. But when they got up to the border, they had children. Where are all those kids at? And see, that's why that movie, Sound of Freedom, dude almost got his head torn off from making that movie, because he totally exposed a lot of stuff. And if y'all ain't seen that movie, The Sound of Freedom, yes, it's disturbing. If you don't cry, you're not probably human. very sad, but the reality of the matter is that's how it goes down, man. And I don't think nobody really wants to talk about it, because I think a lot of people that are in the government that are making a bunch of money, the deep state and all these lobbyists, they making money on all this stuff, man, because these guys are criminals, right? So they're probably doing supersonic threats to these people in politics and sheriffs and these border agents, and they probably got a drop on them and their families. They're probably sending a text saying, hey, I know where your daughter go to school. I got 3 dudes coming through the border. You better not stop them. I mean, it's probably just that simple. Like, they're being threatened, and these cartels are super powerful. They're strong. They can make you disappear in a manner just like that. I get it, but the problem is, we supposed to have the biggest military in the world. Y'all ain't ready to. What y'all afraid of Mexico? I mean, y'all afraid of China? I mean, what is it? You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, those switches, that's a bunch of hype, dude. That's just coming from out of the country, coming in, the 3D laser printer scanners and all that stuff. There's people being trained and taught how to mass produce that stuff. But I just think it's for an agenda. Because most people who own, most like law-abiding gun owners, ain't anybody who really owns guns for self-protection and home protection or duty, and you're not a crook or a slime bag, you have no desire to own a switch. And like the ATF agent said, when those dudes are using those switches, man, they're all over the place, man. I mean, the muzzles, the barrels way up in the sky, all over here. And if you see a lot of those cats, they be skinny and they're not really athletic and strong, and they just you probably don't hit nothing. You know what I'm saying? So how is it so easy? How is it so easy? The question is, how is it so easy for things that are federally regulated, meaning ATF says this is a no-go, this is a felony? How is all that stuff coming in and coming all the way over the pond from China and then through Mexico? So it's just frustrating to me, man. Our country has been completely sold out. Bottom line, just been completely sold out. The American people have been basically shitted on, and now it's a new, it's basically a new order. It's a new way they're gonna operate. They're gonna operate as if they don't see none of this stuff, and then when it hits the streets of America, allow it to get inside there, fentanyl, Glock switches, whatever other legal thing you want. Let it get inside the grassroots level of America, and then come in with martial law and then take away all the guns from people who actually don't break the law. I can see this coming down the pike. Now, I'm 56. I don't want to see this happen for at least 40 years. I'll wait till I get about 88, then y'all go ahead and do all y'all martial law. But I'm just saying, I truly believe that this is what's going on. It's basically, this is what's going on. They're about to take over the country. Martial law, I don't care, Trump in office, blah, 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 whatever. Trump is just one freaking man, dude. If they want to push an agenda, they're going to push an agenda. Bottom fucking line. If they want shit to happen a certain way in this country on the grassroots level, now, at the corporate white-collar level, they still got cats up there doing corrupt crimes all day long. Stealing, robbing, fraud, insurance fraud, bank fraud, illegal inside trading. They still got drugs and stuff too, and they penthouses and stuff. So that's a whole different level of corruption. So, but once they decide up the top how they want things to be regulated at the bottom, then it's game on. Game on. Bottom line, I'll say it again. This flag right here, the people that are running this flag, so to speak, even our troops are being sold out. They don't have the best intentions for the American people, and definitely not your children. Because I'm not probably going to do any more crime reports, probably. Just maybe every now and then, because it's getting a little ridiculous. And then people thinking that, oh, hey, this is the only way you can get content. No, I can get content in 100 different ways. My channel, if you go back, I got over 600 videos almost. And I don't need no crime reports to get content, to get viewers. I got plenty ideas and concepts and topics that I can come up with. The only reason why I was bringing it up, I don't even have no children, so I'm bringing this up to help everybody out. I don't have no children. I don't have any children at home. My kids are all grown. So I don't have no skin in the game on like what's going on at Legoland or what's going on at the daycare center. But I care still, and I'm just trying to put this information out. Because a lot of people nowadays, China has already hijacked your attention span. That's what they use TikTok for. Most people, when they're sitting in a dentist's office, a hotel lobby or sitting in the car waiting for their food for the drive-through or at work on their break, the first thing most of those people go to, they go to TikTok. Grab their attention for 10-second videos, distract you from what's really going on, and all the while they're tracking you, stealing your stuff, stealing your voice, stealing everything off your phone, and then you wonder why your door get kicked in or something like that, and you didn't see it coming because you're not paying attention to the mainstream media is not going to tell you this shit. You need to go to alternative media like YouTube, for example, and Second Amendment guys like myself and other guys, because we'll go seek out the news. Now, like I said, KTLA, they're really good at it. They'll show crime all day long, 24/7, because LA, what, 8.5 million people down there or something like that. So there's tons of people down there, and there's tons of illegal people down there. So that's their bread and butter is crime report. And even with all the crime reports that they put out, there's still people who live in Orange County, Los Angeles County, San Diego County, Riverside, San Bernardino, and they still think that they don't need to own a gun, don't need to pay attention, don't be aware of their surroundings, where they're driving, people following you and all that kind of stuff. And so that's the power of China right there. China's basically fucked our country up, man, and Mexico helps pull it off. Now, anybody Mexican that love Mexico and that's your home country where your parents from, if your parents are hardworking people and don't do corrupt shit and all that kind of stuff, I ain't talking about y'all, but the people that are running Mexico, which are the cartels for the most part, do not give 2 cents about the American people. And matter of fact, both those countries want to see this country come down. And that's just my word on that, and I'll take that to my grave. China and Mexico are not our friends. They do not care about us. They do not want to see our children succeed. They're just trying to find a way to get their kids up in here, and then they can put their plan down even more. China has over 1 billion people. They oppress people every day. It's a communist nation. Mexico oppress people every day. They can't own guns. They can't do this. They can't have medicinal marijuana, all these things. But yet they over there exploiting their own people, like treating their people like shit too. So pay attention to those two countries. Look how China treats their people. Look how Mexico treats their people. Now look how America is treating our people, treating us. So they just basically following the template of these other countries that probably got dirt on all our politicians and everybody who's pushing the buttons, and now they can't do nothing about it. So I just want to come in and let y'all know. Granted, we all have a lot of products and stuff that are made in China and everything, for sure, no question about it. But I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for NAFTA. I would have much rather buy everything that I own in this country made by U.S.-born American men and women, foundational Americans. I ain't talking about all these motherfuckers coming over here in the last 15, 20 years. Now, I don't count them as American. I don't give a fuck how long. If you're watching this and you've been here in this country for 5, 10 years, I don't consider you a true American. Sorry. You can, if you want to call yourself an American, sure, go by paperwork, but you ain't selling me on that shit, because you got an allegiance to your country where you came from to this day. You just don't want to say it around people. So you can't fool me. I grew up in the Bay Area, one of the most diverse areas in America, and all the people I met up there from different countries, they still got allegiance to their home country. Okay, you feel me? They still got. I got a good friend of mine. Grew up with him in Alameda, California. Chinese American, parents born in China. He was born in Oakland, California. But guess what he did when he got older and got his kids? Me and him about the same age. How was Kenny? Kenny's 54, I'm 56. His kids all went to school in Chinatown. He told me straight up, I want my kids to still learn Mandarin, because we might have to go back. I was like, we might have to go back. He goes, man, you don't know how China works. They can just make everybody come back. I was like, what? So let's stop playing games, man. All these people will come over here for the 5, 10, 15, 20 years. They still got allegiance to their country. And what's sad is fucking stupid ass foundational born Americans, they ain't got no loyalty to the country that they're from. So now, how many of us true Americans really care about our country? They diluted it to the point now where they got people born in this country saying, oh, America's fucked up, fuck this country. I don't say that. I say our leadership is fucked up and corrupt, and we got to keep our eye on them. But I ain't never said I don't love America. Hell no, I ain't never said that. My son's in the U.S. Army right now in South Korea. Fuck that. I love this country, but what I'm trying to get at, where's our allegiance? Where's our people standing up fighting for us to keep our country on the principles and morals that it was built on? See, that's why it's a problem, man. And that's why that whole Glock switch thing and this, that, and the other, man, don't buy into that shit, man. Most people don't run around with no damn switches on their firearms. That is just not true. Right now, if I went out around the corner, someone do say, hey man, I got a switch for you. Just give me 25, I'll give you a switch. Man, get the fuck out of here. Matter of fact, I would get away and then try to get information or get a picture of that motherfucker and then call the ATF and try to find that motherfucker, set a sting up. I want people like that to get arrested, get caught, get busted. So if you're watching this video, and my age group for my videos is between 25 and I think 40, 35, something like that. That's the bulk of who watches my videos. Man, if you even thinking about getting a switch and you ain't a criminal and you ain't a felon and you pay taxes and you work hard and you thinking about doing something dumb like that, unthink that ignorant shit. Don't do it. And if you hanging around with somebody, if you know somebody that think that's cool, or they sending you videos of people using switches, just delete the motherfuckers from your social media platforms. You don't want anybody that's advocating, promoting anything that can harm the Second Amendment or empower ATF, federal government, CIA, FBI, and all of them to come in and take guns from everybody. So they're gonna take 2 bad apples out of a whole container of apples and say, this is the reason why we gotta take your guns away. So we need to stop watching them. I don't watch them, first of all. I see videos with ignorant shit, switches and all that kind of stuff, waving guns and all that kind of stuff. I just skip right past that shit. Even if I barely see it on my screen, I immediately get up out of there. I don't want the algorithm thinking that's something that I want to watch. So we need to start supporting real positive Second Amendment media and breaking down the narrative that people who own guns are criminals and want to get switches on their firearms and stuff like that. Man, that shit is so ignorant, it pisses me off. That's why I did this video, man. It really fucking pisses me off because, man, I'm 56. It took me a lifetime to get my life to where I'm at right now, evading all the potholes and setups and rig-ups and drug dealing and drug usage and domestic violence, DUIs, drug possessions. I ain't got none of that on my record. But I could see myself sitting there one day and getting a knock on the door. Oh yeah, we gotta come take all your guns, sir, because a couple of idiots over there in Carolina was waving some Glock switches and shot up a whole school and everybody, you know, man, it's like, that's where we're going. But again, I'm not gonna ramble too much longer, but the bottom line is this: China and Mexico are not our friends. And now you got Sleepy Joe just basically gave Ukraine the green light to use US long-range missiles against Russia. So he mad, they mad because they lost. And now, first of all, I don't care who won. So anybody thinking I'm pro-Trump or anti-Kamala Harris, I'm definitely anti-Biden, Kamala Harris. I'm more anti-Kamala Harris than Biden. I hate Biden and I hate Kamala Harris, but I have a history with Kamala Harris. And I'll show y'all the paperwork when I was trying to get my exposed weapons permit. I had a great job I was trying to get when I was much younger. And I had to go to her office to get the paperwork and stuff. I can pull it up for you guys. I found it when I moved. So I have a long history with her, man. She's a piece of dirt. But my point is, the two-party system has failed, completely failed. They're both in bed. I heard some media report that Joe Biden voted for Donald Trump. Now, is that true or not? I don't know. No, was it Hunter Biden or one of them voted for Trump? So one of his kids voted for Trump. Either it was him. I'll follow up now. Either it was him or one of his kids voted for Trump. So it just goes to show they're all in bed together. All they do, the two-party system is only for one reason: is to divide the American people and pit little punk ass issues up against each other. Say, see, that's why you don't want to vote for them. See, that's why you don't want to vote for them. But we're all Americans, and see, that seemed to be getting lost in the discussion. We're supposed to be all Americans. We're supposed to be all one family. Now, somebody going to say, when were we ever all united? There's always been racism and all that stuff. Yeah, that's fine, but we're all Americans. So whatever we did to each other, that's in-house. That's in-house. But what we're seeing now, they opened our borders and sold us up and bringing world issues into our country now. And then with that being said, they're bringing all this illegal stuff that's killing our kids off. Fentanyl, Glock switches and all that stuff. Come on, man. Let's pay attention to what's going on. All this fast food and all these sugary products and prepackaged stuff. We don't know where all this shit comes from. Now, even the farms are being sold out to China. Like chickens, supposedly we're getting chickens that's being raised in China shipped over here. All kind of weird shit going on, man. Like, so pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to your global politics, man. Global politics are important, man. Stop worrying about some punk ass shit with Diddy and all that stuff, man. You don't have time for that. You need to focus on the big issues. And you need to break that whole narrative of people don't need guns, and this is why we don't need them, and this is why all this crimes and all that kind of stuff. That's not the facts, man. The facts is that China and Mexico don't have our back, and they're eating our kids alive, and they're bringing any illegal racket, any illegal activity, anything illegal, period. The destination is the United States. How can that be? How could an average, normally air-breathing person like me know this, but we got all these agencies, Homeland Security, Border Patrol, FBI, CIA, all these groups and agencies, and they're, how's all these switches getting over here, they're looking all fucking like Elmer Fudd, looking all goofy and silly. Come on, man, they know what's going on. Wake up, man. Y'all got to know better than this, man. So I just want to bring that up, man. They're not going to get rid of no damn Glock. No, what they're going to do is take everybody's freaking guns. So let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about my theory, where I stand. Do you think China is our friend? Do you think Mexico is our friend? Let me know what y'all think, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Everybody stay blessed. Yeah, buddy. And stay strapped, too. Peace.